Statistics Modeling in Finance, Chapter 1, Statistics, page 6. Learning objectives for the chapter. Learning objectives for Chapter 1. Upon completion of the chapter, the participant will be able to distinguish between descriptive and inferential statistics, describe graphic analysis, use basic functions on an HP12C calculator. End of page. Page 7. What is statistics? According to the Dictionary of Real Estate Appraisal, 7th edition, a publication of the Appraisal Institute, Chicago, Illinois, 2022, statistics is defined as the body of principles and methods concerned with extracting useful information from numerical data. Note, unless otherwise identified, all definitions used in this course will be from the Dictionary of Real Estate Appraisal, 7th edition, published by the Appraisal Institute, Chicago, Illinois, 2022. If we go by this definition, statistic deals with the methods of taking numerical data and obtaining useful information from it. End of page. Page 8, quotes about statistics. One of the best known quotations about statistics, attributed to Benjamin Disraeli, British statesman and author, 1804 to 1881, is this somewhat cynical view. There are 3 kinds of lies: damned lies and statistics. Evan Asar, American humorist, 1899 to 1995, in S.R.'s Comic Dictionary is quoted as saying, "Statistics, the only science that enables different experts using the same figures to draw different conclusions. Statistics is merely a tool to help us more easily describe a bunch of numbers. Appraisers do a lot of interpretation after analyzing a data set. That's what we get paid for. Using statistics correctly helps us do a better job of interpreting data. Data, by the way, is defined as, in statistics, items of information used to draw conclusions about or to describe a population. For example, housing data might include the following for each house in the data set: improved living area, number of bedrooms, lot size, and type of roofing material. That sounds pretty complicated, but we will describe later such things as frequency, distributions. For now, let's just say that data are composed of information or facts." Page 9. Why do we need math? Why do we need math? That's a good question. People need to deal with numbers constantly in their day-to-day life. In a simple form, it might be used to compare prices of food packages at the supermarket. Is it a better deal to buy the 8-ounce package at $1.29 or the 14-ounce package at $2.09? Many times, we need to perform more complex calculations, such as what is 15% off a sweater marked down $49.95? Or would we be better off investing a small inheritance in a certificate of deposit or paying down your home mortgage? Obviously, appraisers need to utilize numbers in all their appraisal assignments. Some of the math we process is relatively straightforward, and some can be quite complex. Much of our work consists of applying the four basic math functions. We add and subtract various adjustments in the sales comparison approach grid to arrive at a net adjustment figure. We divide a net operating income by a capitalization rate to arrive at an indication of value. Sometimes we multiply a gross rent or a gross income by a multiplier in another way to indicate value. Consider this formula for a band of investment analysis. This is one way to derive an overall capitalization rate. Overall capitalization rate, R over O, equals M multiplied by mortgage rate. I think that's a divide. 1 minus M multiplied by I guess that's equity rate. While it may seem intimidating, it's simpler than it appears. By subtracting the symbols with actual numbers, we can easily solve the equation using basic addition, subtraction, and multiplication. End of page. Page 10. Other uses of math. We also like to utilize other tools that help analyze numbers by employing comparative measures such as percentages and ratios. We talk about land to value ratios and loan to value ratios. We use percentages when comparing changes in value over time or when comparing locations. Vacancy rates, management fees, and sales concessions are frequently expressed as percentages. End of page. Page 11, use of statistics. When does it make sense to employ statistical analysis in an appraisal? Historically, when appraising either residential or income-producing properties, many times we utilize only a few comparable sales. In the reconciliation process, we can do simple weighting of the various value indications. In these situations, statistics will be of little or no help. However, what if you were to process a gross rent multiplier or a gross income multiplier, in which you use data from 10 or 12 sales? Today, it is more common to use many sales. Why? Access to data and analysis of those data sets are easier than ever with computer programs and is becoming expected by clients. The appraisal profession is moving more toward a data science approach to analysis and support for adjustments. So having a working knowledge of basic statistical operations is vital for success. Now, a statistical analysis might be meaningful, and you might be considered remiss if you failed to employ such tools. Remember that Standards Rule 1-1A in USPAP says, in developing a real property appraisal, an appraiser must A. Be aware of, understand, and correctly employ those recognized methods and techniques that are necessary to produce a credible appraisal. So statistics really comes into its own when we are processing and analyzing large amounts of numbers. How large is large? Later in the course, we will define a small sample as anything under 30 and a large sample as 30 or more. Once you get to that magnitude of data, statistical analysis will work very well. But even with groups of fewer than 30 numbers, Statistics can be meaningful and provide direction for an appraiser. End of page.